So this is a video on integration by parts. And let's look at this integral. How would we find the integral of this? That's a really hard integral because it's not a u substitution, and I have one function times by another function. So we have to do what they call integration by parts. To understand integration by parts, we need to remember the product rule. Remember, our product rule is u times the derivative of v with respect to x plus v times the derivative of u with respect to x. Now, if I were to integrate both sides, so I'm going to throw in my integral symbol up here, integrate both sides, what I get on the right is I get u times v, and I'm integrating, I should be throwing a dx in there. Integrating with respect to x, so I'm integrating each term with respect to x. So I get uv back is equal to my integral of u dv plus the integral of v du. Now, remember, if you remember on this previous slide, it was one function times another function, and notice how I highlighted the dx in there. So solving this for this term, we get the integral of u times dv is equal to uv minus the integral of v du. And a way that that's going to help you remember this is a really stupid saying, ultraviolet v voodoo. Okay, I think I spelled, no, I spelled voodoo, right? Voo is the v, and then du. What I'm going to have you also do is I'm going to have you set up a little chart where we're going to pick our u, and then we pick our dv. And then what you do is you would, whatever you pick for dv, you're going to integrate to get v. And then whatever we have for u, we're going to take the derivative of to get du. So I'm going to also have you guys set up this little chart. I remember my high school calculus teacher having me set up this chart, and it was really, really helpful. Now, picking your u, that's super, super, super important, is that you pick the right u. And this is like a power ranking of the type of function. So remember LIATE. I don't know who came up with that. Come up with something funny to help you remember. But remember, first you pick anything that's a logarithm function. That's the L. Then you pick anything that is an inverse trig. And then you pick anything that's algebraic. Basically, any polynomial. That's what they mean by that. I think our book puts a P in there. T, trigonometric. Metric. And then E for exponential. Okay, so this is your power ranking. First, pick your u to be any of the logarithm function, and then pick any inverse trig function. Then pick the algebraic function. Honestly, just going through the examples, this is the one that I'm seeing a lot of. Then pick anything that's trigonometric, and then anything that's exponential. By an exponential, remember that's a to some power where x is in your exponent. Okay. Key here is this is the problem from the beginning of class, is picking your u. So set up this chart, u, du, dv, and then I wrote that wrong. That should just be a regular old v up there. Okay, so break this down. Look at this. Remember our power ranking. Remind me to talk to you guys about power ranking and tacos. Okay, there's no logarithm function. There's no inverse trig function. Next, algebraic or polynomial. So your u is going to be just that x. Everything else turns into your dv. Okay, remember that this integral is going to equal u v ultraviolet voodoo minus, don't forget the minus, I keep forgetting the minus, integral of v du, ultraviolet voodoo. Okay, so du, derivative of u with respect to x is 1 dx. Don't forget the dx, that's important. Now integrate this. It's kind of a u substitution happening in there. Hopefully you're really good with your u substitutions. Don't worry about any plus c. We'll worry about that at the very end. Now all you have to do is plug into this formula. U is x. V is 1/5 sine of 5x minus the integral of v du, which is 1 dx. So that's why I needed to remember the dx so that I know what I'm integrating down here. Okay, simplifying this guy out, let's use purple. Because red and blue make purple. Oh, fun things. Little nutty. 1/5 x sine of 5x minus. Now you have to integrate this. Again, it's another u substitution. What function's derivative is sine is the negative cosine of 5x. Remember, you need the reciprocal out front plus c. So that's the integral of this craziness. Okay, because remember, here we had the integral of u dv. Okay, another example. Laying out your u. U du v. I don't know why I put the equal to sign there. V dv. Remember, you go in those corners. That's what you need to pick. So remember, LIATE, log. There's no log functions. No inverse trig. Next is algebraic. Exponential is the last thing. I don't worry about the e to the x. A, algebraic. U is x. Okay, so this is my u. Everything else is your dv. E to the negative x dx. This, then integrate this to get back to your v, negative e to the negative x. I always like to do a quick check. The derivative of this is this. Yes, it is. Take the derivative of x to get 1 dx. Okay, now set up your equation. And you might want to write this equation out so you're used to writing it. Ultraviolet voodoo. Okay, now plug in. I'll use purple again. U, x, v, negative e to the negative x, minus the integral of v, negative e to the negative x, du is 1 dx. So again, that's why we needed to take the derivative of this so I knew what I was integrating with respect to down here. Okay, the integral of this is negative e to the negative x, and don't forget your constant of integration.